Those of us here, let them listen. You're not a failure. You're not. Your life is not over. It's really not. What if I was to tell you the best is yet to come? It might even be right around the corner. Stick with me, please, because I'm about to show you something really cool, okay? Because you're praying for breakthrough, right? I know you are. I know you're praying for purpose. Am I right? You're praying to be somebody because you're tired of the old you. You're wanting to be born. You have been born again, or you're wanting to be born again, and you're wanting to know what that entitles for your life. And maybe you're in a waiting season, just like me. But let me show you something, okay? Let's look at Peter's denial. One more time. I want to give you some fresh eyes to look at this in a new perspective that I've never heard before, and the Lord just blessed me with. But let me just cut yapping, okay? I just need to share this with you. So please stick with me, okay? So we always hear Peter's denial in the light of, oh, even Peter denied Lord Jesus. But I'm going to be very careful how I say this, okay? Just because Jesus says something does not mean that good comes from it. Another example, okay, stick with me. Okay, stick with me, don't scroll. Just listen. Because just like in the Last Supper, we're talking about the Last Supper conversation right now. He said to Judas, go do what you're going to do. And Satan entered him. So he was kind of like given the go-ahead for that to happen in order for him to, yes, be crucified. And guess what he was always praying for? He was always praying throughout his ministry to be glorified. There's many accounts of that happening, especially in John. And yes, that in the end it was great, but guess what happened in the middle? It was a bunch of suck and really bad torture, worst death in human history. Okay? So just because he says something does not mean that there's automatic good coming from it. He's not a kumbaya, sunshine and sausages prophet. All right? That's not who he is. Yes, he's full of love, he's full of grace. But, okay, just look at this. I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. I'm trying to keep this video short. Look at Peter's denial. Look at it again. What is Peter doing? Yes, he denies him, but in this instant, he's saying, what? He says, look at this. He goes, Peter replied, even if all fall away on account of you, I never will. He's trying to claim, he's trying to be that rock who Jesus said he is going to be. And Jesus prophesied that he's going to be that rock after he's gone. You're going to be the rock that my church is built upon. The church doesn't happen until after he leaves. Before that, it's just disciples following him, people talking about him. It becomes a real thing after he ascends. And what does Peter become? He becomes the rock. He becomes one of the prominent figures. But what happens in the middle? Jesus has to say, hey, actually, you're going to deny me. You are not perfect. There's a lot of stuff that you're going to have to overcome. There's a lot that you're going to have to go through and witness before you can become that rock. Right? Right? So that's why you're facing so much spiritual warfare right now, my friend. That's what's going on. Okay, let's look at his reinstatement. Okay? After Jesus comes back, we always say, oh, Jesus says, do you agape me? And Peter's like, yeah, I agape you. Or yeah, I phileo you. And there's talking about how it's missed in translation. And you got to love him the right way because this is how Jesus... And yes, that's very true. But guess what? Jesus asks him 3 times. Why does he ask him 3 times? Maybe because Peter denied him 3 times and because God is the mighty Redeemer. And he wants to redeem you, not into just being able to be right with him. Right with him. We know that we don't have to be right with him in order to pray, but reinstates his confidence in his relationship with the Lord and with the disciples, and reinstates his confidence in himself, right? So he redeems him in that way. But when God does something, he does not do it halfway. You know, if God pours out a cup, he's not going to just pour it back up to halfway or however much it was. That cup's going to be overflowing. So what does he do? Then that's when he becomes the rock. After this happens, that redemption is coming. That redeeming qualities, those are right around the corner. You are not going to stay stuck unless you want to stay stuck. Unless you want to say, hey, no, I'm stuck. I can't do this. You picked the wrong guy and walk away. Peter could have done that, you know? He could have done himself just like Judas did himself. And then the story would have been over. Because guess who the two disciples who went off into the woods crying alone were? Judas and Peter. Peter didn't give up. So don't give up either. If you're praying for purpose, don't think the Lord's not going to answer that. He will. So don't stop. Do not give up. I believe in you. I don't know you, but I believe in you. Whoever this is helping out, I believe in you wholeheartedly. And if this is speaking to you, you want somebody to talk to, please feel free to hit me up. It renews and overflows my spirit to know that I'm actually helping somebody besides just myself with making these videos.